Good morning. How are we doing today? Diana Black from Missouri, welcome. And we are going to give people a little bit of time to come in and get ready, and then we are going to jump into this thing. So, just bear with me for a few moments while people start to populate in. Good morning. Glad to see that you're here. I know a lot of people are probably just starting to get notified that we are live. So I'm sure everybody is. Hello from Missouri. Yeah. Guys, I actually found a Q drop that I can actually agree with. Virginia, welcome. North Carolina, Tennessee. So, guys, you're off work today. Hopefully, you guys weren't too wrecked by the storms. But, guys, I am. I'm gonna just briefly touch on this one. June from Hollywood, welcome. Good morning from California, Georgia. Welcome. So, guys, everybody's seen this in the Signal platform, and I actually agree with this one. And I'm not somebody that usually agrees with a whole lot of what is posted Q wise, but basically the gist: be careful who you are following. Some are profiting off this movement. Absolutely. Some are building a big following off this movement only to retreat and go mainstream. Patriots make sacrifices, some the ultimate sacrifice. Patriots are selfless. Do they ask for monthly payments to remain patriots? Think logically. To some, it's only about the money. Those who seek personal gain at the expense of others in this movement have an agenda or has an agenda. You decide. This is not a game. Only the only profit we should be all striving for is true freedom. You know, guys, I am not somebody who puts a whole lot of stock in what Q says. A, because I know a little bit about it. And I seen this and I was like, you know what? This is absolutely something that is good for people to see. Because guys, quite honestly, we all have our stories, we all have our backgrounds, we all have things that we know in our heart of hearts what's going on. And we all know that eventually we are going to something's going to happen, but when, we don't know. How, we don't know. Where, again, we don't know. And anybody who says otherwise is lying. Because nobody knows the when, the where, the how, the why. Or we know the why, but we don't know anything else in regards to what's going to take place. So, guys, we are definitely, we want people to be informed. We want people to understand that life happens. There are things that go on that we do not take any pride in, and there are things that we can hang our hat on and say, we did good work. As we move forward, people ask me, are you looking to build a big following? People, we are building a following, but we also want people to understand two things. First of all, profiting off of other people's misery is never something that you will see from me. other people's misery, we need to focus on helping those people, reaching our hand out, giving them a hand up, not a handout. And we could teach. I know some people have said that you can teach, you can hand a man a fish and you can feed him for a day. You could teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. That is our mission. Teach you guys to do the research so no matter how much or how little somebody cares or wants to hear, you guys have the ability to pull facts and data and have it on your side. So that's just a short but sweet message that I think a lot of people need to hear. And I'm glad that there are people who appreciate what our mission here is. And I'm glad to see that even after some of the most controversial videos that we've done, people are still willing to follow us and still listen in. Even if they don't deal with the chats, they don't jump on the chats, so on and so forth. I don't care. The fact that people are listening to the message and they are doing something about it. So I was talking to an individual, a liberal guy out of Minneapolis this morning, and he said, "Shane, he said I didn't know you had your own show." He said, "But I stumbled upon you on Facebook, and then I went to your YouTube, and I just clicked on a random video, and it was a Saturday AM broadcast." And he said, it hit me in a way that no Trumper has ever hit me. And I said, well, it was a distinctly nonpartisan. That certain episode is distinctly nonpartisan. It didn't have a political affiliation. It didn't have an agenda. But he said, listening to that made me want to listen to more of what you have to say. And so I was like, okay. So he goes on to talk about the different things and the different questions and things that he had. And after he was able to listen to him, he said, I was a Biden supporter. He said, I believed in the vaccine. I believed in all this stuff. He said, and I couldn't stand Trump. And I was like, so what is your thought process now? He said, Shane, I understand where Trump has a following, and I tend to agree with him. I just didn't like the way he said things. And I said, well, facts don't care about feelings. And that's the thing that I am most adamant about. I don't care if people get upset with me. I don't care if people get mad at me. I don't care if people call me and scream at me and say that what I'm saying is wrong. Facts don't. I am a person who I live by a code, and I'll die by that code. I don't change due to political affiliation, or I don't change due to people getting upset with me. I am strictly here to provide truth and a conservative opinion. And if people don't agree with it, they know where the door is. But I'm not gonna tell them to leave, because the longer they stay, they understand that the same core values from the time I started to the time to where I'm at now has stayed the same. In the course of human history, we as Americans, we as a free people in society have evolved, and we have evolved to care about other people's feelings. the one blessing that I've found being autistic and being the way I am is I can empathize with people, but when it comes down to feelings, there's very I don't have time for them. I understand people get mad, people get upset, and I'll hear you out. But as far as changing what I do, that'll never happen. So, guys, just remember, it's not that I don't care. It's just there's a switch that's missing in my brain. So when this young man approached me and told me that he was a liberal, I went to high school with him, and he said he listened. Guys, there's a reason I say we have to share these messages. People don't know what Trump supporters think about. People don't know what conservatives think about. They don't know what the conservative thought process is. They don't know. And they're never going to know unless we share, unless we talk to people. So for me, guys, I wasn't as you could tell. I don't. I mean, I could show you around my office, and I have no notes. I have no script, so I'm just speaking from my heart. We can only be an effective movement if we are willing to reach out to even our liberal friends. And yes, there are people who are our friends that may be liberal but may not say anything. I know some areas in the country it's extremely dangerous to do so. And what I'm asking is not an easy thing to do. But we definitely have that duty because who knows that this message may change somebody's mind, may change somebody's outlook on life. We each one of us has we all have our talents, we all have our skills, we all have everything in our power to survive in life. We I am not a person who will censor dissenting opinion. I know we have trolls that come in and they like to stir the pot a little bit, and I'll engage them to a certain extent. However, if it becomes out of hand, then yeah, I will get rid of them. But when to have somebody come in that's new, who's asking questions, who's never been here, if we automatically jump to the conclusion that they're a troll, guess what? Are we any better than the left? Can we really truly say that we are better than the left if we are going to silence somebody just because they may not be where you're at and they may have questions, they may so there I just this morning I was just on the phone with him, and it really kind of shaped what I had to say today. And I know a lot of people are there's a lot of people that share with their stories. I know we have people from all stripes of life that hit this channel. I know because everybody and their dog actually reaches out to me personally, and I'm glad they do. I want people to actually feel like they can call me if there's something that is bothering you that I say, call me. We'll talk through it. But I'm also one of those guys that wants people to understand that just if you're asking for my opinion, you're going to get it unfiltered, uncensored, and absolutely unabashed. If things if things don't really match the agenda that some people want me to go, and there's other channels who have been removed because they have the perchance that they're going to go down a rabbit hole, or that they have went down a rabbit hole. But guess what? As much as many rabbit holes as I've went down in regards to the vaccine and COVID and all this other stuff, they haven't removed me. Why? I'm not sticking to their script. I'm not saying anything that they want me to say, but it's because I have two things. I have truth and facts on my side. That's why I still stay and can stay where I'm at. It might change as I get a bigger and bigger following, but the ability to reach each and every single person and touch their individual lives one person at a time, that's a good thing. So there's a theory that the human reflex to yawn when we see another person yawn is evidence of our evolution into a sympathetic group oriented species that is designed to empathize and includes all other humans. This may be BS. I don't believe it is, Sam. But the idea is that we're supposed to try to listen to each other's opinion and improve each other's lives. Absolutely. Because, guys, if we're not listening to other people's opinion, where are we at in life? Because I mean, we have people from all stripes. I mean, again, case in point, Kay Lunger. I've never had a conversation with them that I'm aware of, but the way we share the information is easier for a lot of people to understand and actually get behind. And this is a perfect example of it. And I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, but I wanted people to understand too, because we have both YouTube and Twitch going. So what should you say when talking to somebody about getting out and voting and they ask why, if they cheat, or what difference does it make? Here's my response to that. So when I actually had somebody who did that, and I said, well, have you tried to run for office? Have you tried to stick your neck out? Because if we don't do that exact thing, we've already acceded that they have won. We've already ceded the high ground to them. We are in the fight, in the battle of for the soul of our nation. And as much as I hate using a campaign slogan that Joe Biden used, it's the absolute truth. Only for conservatives, it is the absolute truth. We are in the fight for the soul of our nation. The soul of our nation is being destroyed by the radical left each and every single day. Whether they're killing jobs or imposing brand new taxes on everybody, this is the fight of our lives. There's never been a fight like this except for 1776. So when people ask me why vote, because if you don't vote, you've already agreed that they won. We can never allow them the pleasure of seeing us defeated. So you're usually listening and working. Amen. We try really hard to keep things in context that everyone understands and answers questions that they have. And Jason, this is the absolute truth. You have to be sympathetic to those who do not understand something and allow them time and patience to ask until they do understand. Because it is a very when when we have people coming in, guys, we're all just at one point we were all just like most of these trolls. We're still blue pilled. We're living in our bubble. We're okay. We went and had our we went and voted. If our candidate didn't win, we just hung our head a little bit, put our nose back down to the grindstone, and worked another 4 years till we voted again. Then we went and vote. Oh, our candidate won this time! Yay! And then we put our nose back to the grindstone and worked. So we we are one nation made up of 50 separate nations. Everybody says that we are the United States of America. Guys, states are countries. Each one of you guys has your own countries that you have to take care of, that you have to fight for, that you have to defend. Each we are under a federal system now, but each individual state is its own country. Until you take ownership of that, the movement will never go anywhere. We are one nation of many separate nations. That is how the country was founded. If you look up the terminology for state, you look at the state of Israel, the state of Greece, the state of Germany, the state of Great Britain. All of these are individuals, and we all have our own lives inside these individual states, and we're all just part of that greater human experience. We're all one race. It's called the human race. The human race may have different stripes, different breeds, whether you're black, whether you're Asian, whether you're African American, Asian American, Indian American, Native American, all of them are part of the American. You guys are all Americans. And every person under the sun in our great country is American unless you have came here illegally and not taken your citizenship. We are all human. Let's treat each other like we're all human. Some humans are going to create new violent acts. If a select few individuals do violent acts, that doesn't bring shame on the rest of them. Under the law, no. But socially, if you actually look at how the social settings have actually evolved over the last 4.5, 5 years, if one person does something bad in the name of a movement, it reflects negatively on the rest of them. Unless you're a Democrat. So, but Okay, I'm not to ch- not to change topic, but do we know why the Doomsday plane was up last night? I didn't see it, and maybe Jason did. I know he's been in meetings this morning, so I wasn't able to talk to him. But I will hopefully have something for you guys later on this evening, when just before we bring in Sam and have a little bit of a medical board or a medical chat. So, yeah, Sam, I agree. If you're not going to listen to them, why should they listen to you? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like that. So, um, Pelosi's nephew Gavin Newsom is the domino for California. I believe he will be. You guys, guys, messages like this touch our hearts. It, some days there are days that I get off and I kind of complain to Jason. Did we? And there are other days that I just kind of brush it off. But guys, we we love I love doing what I do. I love being able to talk to you guys. So I'm glad that we're able to help people and reach out and touch people's hearts the way we are. And I hope that people continue to stick around no matter what. So yeah, I'm just going through the comments, guys, just to so everybody knows what I'm doing, so I'm not just going silent. It's good they are wanting to know the truth, but they were coming across the wrong way. Yeah, and sometimes, guys, when we're at, and kidding me, don't take this wrong way, but sometimes as we are red pilled, we kind of get jaded to other people who may not know how to ask the questions and get the answers that they're looking for that they're going to understand better. So I mean it's one of those things that we all have to strive to work better at. So but we try to do what we can to alleviate that a little bit. I value honesty in a person to shoot it to me straight. I appreciate that over sugarcoating and telling people what they want to hear. Um, and guys, and I've told people this many times. I am not gonna cover. I'm not gonna feed you sugar covered BS because it's not filling. I'll give you a salt covered steak. It may not be what you want, but it's what you need. Sometimes that is far better for us than anything else that we can get. You might not like what the message is. You might not like what they have to say, but we're trying our best to take care of people's actual needs, not what they want to hear. So, um, uh, okay, I'm gonna throw this one up there, and proud you and a whole bunch of other people. And I'm not trying to put anybody down or make a point in regards to anything that's been said. Do not take that the wrong way, because I am not that kind of a person. If there's something that has to be said, I will. You know me. If I need to talk to you and I want to say something, I'll call you and say something. So don't ever feel like I'm trying to put you down, because I'm not. So, but yeah, yeah, we we do our best to make sure that we come across the right way for everybody. So just remember, guys, there are there are other there right now we have 37 different personalities, and maybe more. My little ticker up here doesn't really give me an accurate reading, but we all have different personalities, and sometimes it may come across the wrong way. And if we come across the wrong way, guys, that's just straight talk. Let us know. Shoot us a message. Say, hey, this is how I perceived it. I'm not very good at texting. If you guys know me from Signal, I prefer to talk over text. I am a talker. I'm not a texter. In fact, my wife will send me 100 text messages before I'll respond to one. So there's many different people, and there's many different ways of communication, and sometimes it's those ways of communication that we just have to understand that some people don't communicate the same way. So, guys, I know I've been kind of going off for about 33 minutes. I'm just I want everybody to know that we appreciate you, and kind of what we're about. I'd rather sit here and have full blown conversations with you guys than try to persuade somebody to think one way or another. People could see the videos on the website. They don't have to. I don't have to persuade them. All the salt has caused my ankles to swell and shot up my blood pressure. So smile once in a while. Yeah, we guys, we are those kind of that is we have to have a little bit of humor, and sometimes having a little bit of humor goes a long way. And people, there's so many people that ask me, Shane, how did you get into this? So I was one of my old bosses actually called me and asked me that. He's like, "How did you get into doing this kind of stuff?" And I just kind of chuckled, and he's like, "What's so funny?" I said, "Well, here's the thing. I got into it, and I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't really know what the message was going to be. So I started talking about experiences. One thing led into another and into another, and I went my separate way from another channel. And I decided that since I was heading out from another, since I was taken off from another channel, I was enjoying what I was doing. So I continued to do it. And he's like, but why? He said, you're an altruist. You, and you're very introverted in person. I said, yeah, but for some reason there's a switch that just shuts off in my mind, and I can just go and keep moving forward. And he's like, keep doing what you're doing. He said, what you're doing is you're actually reaching out and touching people's lives. He said, so sometimes you'll have 150, 200 followers for quite a while, but those messages start to come out. Those messages about self-worth move forward, and they continue to grow. Guys, that's each and every single one of us. I am not a broadcaster. I am just a lowly person with a little bit of knowledge about a little bit of everything. Well, not a little bit of everything, but I have a little bit of knowledge about a bunch of different things. I'm nobody special, but I knew that the second I got in front of a camera, that I'd clam up. I get stage fright, but I also knew that if I didn't get in front of a camera, the audience wouldn't be there. If I didn't get in front of a camera and didn't work to build an audience, I wouldn't have a platform to talk. We all have our skills. Mine just happens to be plumbing, and guess what? I'm perfectly okay with that. We each have our own abilities, and until we actually discover what our true innate desires and what our true abilities are, we have to keep trying stuff. Sometimes it's worth the effort. So, I mean, I haven't had a huge number of people that were here today, but you want to know something? That's fine. People will see this message later. People will take their people will actually see the value that they have and see the value that they bring to the table. So, guys, I know you guys have questions, and there's stuff going on at the border, and yes, they are expecting 100,000 plus to be coming across the border a month very shortly. Unfortunately, until some idiots in office decide to change their tact, they're not gonna. It's not gonna stop. Yeah, there's a lot of people that will pop on late. They can't watch the whole thing. They know how to go. They know where the website is. They like to go back to the website and watch. And guess what? That's good. People need to. Military trucks were on the train in the picture yesterday. We're heading south. You're going to see a lot of that. Sorry. You're going to start seeing a lot more of that as each day goes on. More and more states are saying, you know what? This disaster has to stop. I know there are governors up here that are actually talking to Governor Abbott and some of those others and saying, hey, if you need help, we will send our own people there. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening as time moves on. In my opinion, I think all the red states need to should be at least sending National Guard troops on the border to the border to stop this mess. Yeah, I agree. And guys, it's never been about money for me. It's about sharing a message. It's, we getting people getting the ability to wake people up and give them the information that they need to wake up, how quickly or how slowly they want to. So sometimes that's the best course of action. We need to come together as a people. Absolutely. I don't, guys, what a lot of people don't realize is the left and the right. And I'm not talking about the conservatives. I'm talking about your rhinos. Because a lot of the media and everybody else will say that the right is conservatives and all that. Well, the right and the left have abandoned actual people. They don't care about actual people. So, hey guys, if I can pull and swing everything that I'm looking at doing, I am going to be taking a trip to the border. I have to figure out when. I need to make sure that I can financially afford it right now. But as soon as I'm able to, I am going to be taking a trip down there. And anybody who says go armed, I always am. So yeah, we are. That's one thing I wanted to do is actually do a live stream right from the border. So I think that would be a wake up call for just about everybody. So one of these days, I will get down there. I just have to buckle down and work a little harder. So, but yeah, so guys, everybody that kind of is just tuning in and wondering where the rant and everything was coming from, I am going to just share this one last time just so people can actually see it. So, I don't know if people can see this. So, be careful who you are following. Some are profiting off this movement. Some are building a big following off this movement only. Then to retreat and go mainstream. Patriots make sacrifices. Some the ultimate sacrifice. Patriots are selfless. Do they ask monthly payments? Think logically. To some, it's only about the money. Guys, I'm not going to read the whole thing. It is in the Signal platform just so everybody can read it themselves. But, you know, so, Peaches, I know you may be listening, but I'm glad you shared that. I think it's actually one of the truest posts that I've ever seen that came on one of those drops. So I appreciate it. Guys, I know people are wanting to talk about something, so questions, comments, concerns, anything. I know I don't know if people have been to the website recently, and I think a lot of okay, so a lot of stuff is going on. we have, hold on a second. So guys, some of this stuff is going to be going away, but as you can see, we have 3 pages of videos now that are all logged on this website. We have a resources page. You're able to go in, log in. There's different groups, but all these research sites, the planes, the weather sites, earthquake sites, live streaming cameras, down detector, the VAERS report, Convention of States, all of your stuff in regards to military tribunals, PACER going for the court records, DC scanners, Department of Homeland Security website. That's where they post a lot of alerts. If there's something going on with like the Nest teams and stuff like that, it'll be posted there. And military news. So guys, we use a lot of there's a whole lot of resources for you guys to use, and there's more coming. So don't ever get dismayed. And of course, I know some people have been getting sweatshirts, shirts, stuff like that has different designs on it. And there are a couple of them that we have to change the logos on, but we have phone cases, bags. I know some of you guys have gotten these, so we appreciate it. But yeah, you guys, there's something for everybody. Yep, I'm glad. So, guys, we have a lot of first timers. We have a lot of people that haven't. They don't really know where to look for information. Guys, if you could do me a favor, people want to see what the shirts and stuff look like. Take a picture and post it to the Signal platform. That way people can actually see what they look like. The website's nice and simple. And it's easy to navigate. But people, we're working on it, and we're trying to get it better. And I know somebody asked me the other day about a donate button. We don't have one up there yet. We do use PayPal for donations, but it's not up there yet. So, picks up on Signal for my wife's designs. Yes, I will get those, put those out for everybody as soon as I get off of here. I'll get that up, and I'll put pricing and all that stuff for you guys too. So, but guys, we all have our own individual story, and I know each and every single one of you guys do your best each and every single day, and I'm glad to see that you guys do. Are we at DEF CON? I do not 100% sure yet. So give me a second and I'll find out. So we are at DEF CON 3. Or no, wait a second. I read something wrong. So I'm looking into it, and so just give me give me a few moments while I try to go and find out 100%. So, yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Winks. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I've been able to pull up quickly, but I will definitely let people know. Um, we guys, there's a lot of things in flux with everybody saber rattling now, but just stay the course. Each and every single one of us have lives to live, and we'll just focus on our lives. So we were at 5 yesterday. So I don't know why we would have went to 3. I don't believe we're at 3, but I will definitely I will look into it and let you know. Someone was saying last night that we were at DEFCON 3. If it's the same someone that, yeah, if it was the same somebody that has said the White House was on fire, I would be pretty skeptical. Yeah, we're anywhere. Depends on where you look. We're anywhere between 4 and 5. So yeah, I kind of figured it was King Me. So that's kind of why I was like, I I would really, really, really trust him. Not. ET woke news. And guys, if you notice, I don't say woke. It's somebody asked me, well, why not? Because if you're woke, you're a liberal, and I'm not that kind of a person. So why use a liberal word? What's what based on? Sam, quite honestly, I was pretty out of the loop for a while. Um, maybe just before the show tonight, or just before I bring you on, we'll cover this one real quick. So I'm gonna actually look into it a lot closer today, since I'm not gonna be so busy. Um, what is DEFCON level? DEFCON level is based on global threats. That's all it's based on, is global threat level. 5 is green. It's basically everything's good to go. But I like how people usually with like a green, there's no security, or there's very little security, and they just check your IDs when you go onto base and all that. They're still not just checking IDs; they're actually going under your vehicles with mirrors and all that, checking for explosives and so on and so forth. So, um, after the Sleepy Joe comment, I would say DEFCON 12. Guys, the higher the number, the lower the threat. The lower the number, the higher the threat. Yep. So I wonder. So let's do something crazy. And I'm kind of. Come on. I'm trying to. I'm gonna pull up Biden's calendar real quick. So, yeah. Okay, 11:05 a.m. departs Joint Base Andrews en route to Atlanta, Georgia. So going to Atlanta. The president arrives at Dobbins Air Reserve Base at 12:45 p.m. And then, yeah, he's doing. Well, he actually has a very full schedule today. Okay, so guys, it looks like he will not even get home until 9:45. Well, he's not even going to Delaware. He's going to Camp David this weekend, and he'll arrive there at 9:45. But he's going to see the CDC center. He's gonna get a tour of the CDC center, meeting with the family. Supposedly, he's supposed to meet with the family, the victims, or the family of the victims from the Atlanta shooting. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on his schedule, but yeah, he has a very full schedule today. So Tyler Perry Studios to prepare for a speech. Did anybody see Biden calling Harris President Harris? Yes. Yeah, he could nap on the plane all the way through. Give me a second, I will pull that up. Okay, let's see if we can. Yeah. Actually, I can do this. I didn't realize that.
Guys, it's 11:37, and we have.
Can everybody hear this?
This is the north side of Andrews, and we have the 747 coming up the runway now. Should be able to see it here in a second. March 19th. Andrews Air Force Base headed northbound. So that's the latest here from Andrews. Here's Gold Plains right here, guys. Let's see. And then this is the Air Force One hangar right there, the tower. So that's the latest. Hey guys, 11:39. I walk back. Now I have another. This is the 757. Just went up from Andrews. Not sure why that would go up just behind. So the 747 and the 757 both just went up. Wasn't expecting that.
Biden got to be on the big boy plane. You know, I don't really know what the story is there, but it still wasn't flying out with the Air Force One call sign. So who knows what's going on? But guys, it has been a pleasure being here this morning. I just wanted to throw that in for a last note. Guys, keep your head up. This party ain't over. We will see you guys at 7 p.m. and bring a notebook. Bring a pen. Write some stuff down. Tell your friends, your family. Hey, there's somebody that's going to be discussing some health. We'll see you guys tonight. You guys have a pen and a microphone. Use them. The silent majority can no longer stay silent. God bless you all. God bless the United States of America. We will see you at 7 p.m.